Okay, for case 1.1, equation of the ellipse whose center is at the origin, 0 and 0, and when the principal axis is the x-axis. So our center of the ellipse is at the origin. And our principal axis is the x-axis. So this yellow line right here represents our principal axis. Okay, the line which is perpendicular to the principal axis is what you call the conjugate axis. And our conjugate axis here is the y-axis. The next step, we're going to plot the foci. Focus number 1 and focus number 2. So for focus number 1, that's the coordinates positive c and 0. For focus number 2, negative c and 0. The next is our vertices. So our vertices is vertex 1, which has the coordinates a, positive a and 0, and v sub 2, negative a and 0. For the intercepts, specifically the y-intercepts, so that will be b sub 1 with coordinates 0 and positive b, and b sub 2 with 0 and negative b. We also have the endpoints of our latus rectum. The endpoints of our latus rectum is r sub 1, just the coordinates positive c, and b square all over a. We have r sub 2, just the coordinates positive c and negative b square all over a. So we also have r sub 3 with coordinates negative c, b square all over a. We also have r sub 4, which has the coordinates negative c and negative b square all over a. So those are our endpoints of the latus rectum. So we can now intersect these points here. From b sub 2 to r sub 3, then r sub 3 to b sub 1. We have b sub 1 to r sub 1, then r sub 1 to b sub 1. Then same goes dito, pababa. b sub 2 to r sub 4, then r sub 4 to b sub 2. b sub 2 to r sub 2, then r sub 2 to b sub 1. So this is our ellipse when the principal axis is the x-axis. But we have the condition right here. So our condition, when a is greater than b or a is greater than c, we can say that the principal axis is the x-axis. Okay? That is our condition. So ano example niyan? So let's say a is equal to 5, b is equal to 4, and c is equal to 3. Ano ba mas malaki? 5 or 4? Diba 5? If we're going to substitute this, so a is greater than b, So, substitute natin 5 greater than, ano yung B natin? 4. So, 5 is greater than 4. So, it satisfies that if 5 is greater than 4, therefore, our principal axis is the x-axis. Ganun din dito sa A is greater than C. If we're going to substitute that, 5 greater than, what is our C? 3. Okay, logically, pwede mo naman ding tingnan without using these formulas. Itong A is greater than B, A is greater than C. Okay, you can just logically analyze the problem. Kitang-kita mo naman agad kung principal axis niya ay x-axis or y-axis. So that is our principal axis. So again, if you know the principal axis, you already know the conjugate axis. The conjugate axis is simply the inverse of the principal axis. Kung ang principal axis natin ay x-axis, the conjugate axis is the y-axis. Okay, summarize natin yung ating mga points dito. At least may listahan kayo. So yung foci natin, it is symbolized as capital letter F. And its coordinates is positive and negative C and 0. Ang foci kasi, di ba ano yan, plural form for focus. So pwede natin yan i-break down. So F sub 1 yan, that is focus number 1. And that is singular. Kukunin natin yung positive. So we write positive C and 0. F sub 2 naman, yung negative part dito. So negative C and 0. Those are the coordinates of our focus number 1 and focus number 2. What about the vertices? The vertices, it is symbolized as capital letter V. Positive and negative A naman yan. So it can be broken down into V sub 1. Kunin natin yung positive part ng ating vertices. So positive A, 0. Then V sub 2, yung negative naman. So negative A and 0. Dito naman tayo sa ating y-intercepts. Since y-intercepts yung ating nasa graph, which is capital letter B, with coordinates 0 and positive and negative B. It can be broken down also to y-intercept, singular. B sub 1, 0 and yung positive part lang, so positive B. B sub 2 natin is 0 and negative B. Endpoints of LR or the latus rectum is R sub 1, positive C, and B square all over A. R sub 2 naman natin, positive C, negative B square all over A. R sub 3, negative C, B square all over A. And R sub 4, negative C, negative B square all over A. So this is the endpoints of our latus rectum. Okay, the next is the length of the major axis. That is symbolized as L dot major axis. The length of the major axis that is equivalent to line segment B sub 1, B sub 2. So ibig sabihin, itong line na ito from B sub 1 to B sub 2, yung line na nasa loob ng ellipse, that is what you call the major axis. And that is the line segment B sub 1 and B sub 2. And the formula to get that is L dot major axis is equal to B sub 1 and B sub 2. So we get 2A. So itong length nito, from the center to B sub 1, we have a value of A. And from the center up to B sub 2, we also have a value of A. If you're going to get the sum of this, A plus A is 2A. So that is the length of the major axis. What about the length of the minor axis? The length of the minor axis, L dot minor axis, that is equivalent to line segment B sub 1, B sub 2. This line right here from B sub 1, okay, passing through the center up to B sub 2, that is our minor axis. So this is our minor axis from B sub 1 to B sub 2. The distance from the center to B sub 1, that is B. Then from the center to B sub 2, that is also equal to B. Same distance lang sila. So if you're going to add them, you will get the line segment B sub 1, B sub 2, and that is equal to 2B. Okay? So these are the formulas in order for you to graph the ellipse. And additionally, our length of the latus rectum which is symbolized as L dot R, that is equivalent to 2B square all over A. That is the length of our latus rectum. And if you're going to get the half length of the latus rectum, all you have to do is to divide this by 2. O L dot R divided by 2. Ano ba yung ating length of the latus rectum? Di ba 2B square all over A? And we divide it by 2. If you're going to get the reciprocal of 2, di ba ang 2 na yan ay may 1 sa baba? Because 2 over 1 is equivalent to 2. So 2B square all over A. If we get the reciprocal of that, we get 1/2. So makakancel yung 2. We will be left with L dot R. The half length of our latus rectum is equivalent to B square all over A. So this is the half length of our latus rectum. And this is the full length of our latus rectum. If you're going to graph the half length of the latus rectum, so from R sub 1 to F sub 1, that is equivalent to B square all over A. And from F sub 1 to R sub 2, that is also equal to B square all over A. And from R sub 3 to F sub 2, that is also equal to B square all over A. O sub f sub 2 to r sub 4, b square all over a yan. And if you're going to get the full length of the latus rectum, that is equivalent to 2b square all over a. So ano bang sum ng b square all over a plus b square all over a? Diba 2b square all over a yan? The standard equation of an ellipse whose center is at the origin, C 0 and 0, and when the principal axis is the x-axis, our standard formula or standard equation of an ellipse is x square all over a square plus y square all over b square is equal to 1. So our condition to identify what is the principal axis of an ellipse is the value of a and the value of b. So a is greater than b, and if you are given a c value and you compare it to the a value, so a should be also greater than the value of c. And let's say ang ating given ay value of a and value of c. You cannot formulate this standard equation. So what you're going to use is this formula. Our formula is a square is equal to b square plus c square. Take note, this is not equal to the Pythagorean theorem, okay? Because for the Pythagorean theorem, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the square of the opposite side plus the square of the adjacent side. So that is not equal. If you're going to derive this, it will become a square minus b square is equal to c square. So c square is equal to a square minus b square. As you can see, hindi sila magkaparehas. Ito ay negative, ito ay positive, di ba? So we cannot say that this formula right here is the Pythagorean theorem. So that is the formula when you are given the a value and the c value. And you have to find the value of b in order for you to formulate the standard equation. And if that's the case, if the condition is a is greater than b, a is greater than c, and you already find the value of b, you can say that the principal axis is the x-axis. You can use this formula. The general equation of an ellipse whose center is at the origin C 0 and 0 is ax squared plus by squared plus e is equal to 0. This general equation is familiar to the general equation of a circle whose center is at the origin. So let us analyze it. Okay. So again, the coefficient of the x square is symbolized as capital letter A, and the coefficient of the y square is b. Ito naman plus e, that is the constant term. So ibig sabihin wala siyang katabing variable as you can see here. Di katulad nito, yung b may katabing y square, yung a may katabing x square. Dito sa e, constant term lang yan. Example na yan is 5, -10, -100, and so on. So let's analyze. So sabi natin, the general equation of a circle whose centers at the origin is the same as the general equation of an ellipse whose centers at the origin. So but they are different. So the condition, again, a should be equal to the value of b, and they have the same sign. Okay, ibig sabihin, ang value daw ng a dapat equal sa value ng b. Kung ito ay positive 5, ito dapat ay positive 5. At dapat same sign sila. Bawal na magkaiba. Bawal na positive 5 ito naman may negative 5. So dapat positive 5 to, dapat ito naman ay positive 5 din. So kung yun ang ating case, the conic section that you're going to form is the circle. So, di ba yung circle natin should look like this? Our origin is the point of intersection of the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, so that is our circle. So let us have an example then of an equation. Let's say 10x squared plus 10y squared minus 25 is equal to 0. As you analyze this, the value of a is equal to 10 and the value of b is equal to 10. Do they have the same sign? So as you can see here, positive ang value ng b natin, positive 10, and positive 10 din yung value ng ating a. We can say that the conic section form is the circle. What about the condition here? And the condition here, if a is not equal to b, but they have the same sign, the conic section that we're going to form is the ellipse. So, ibig sabihin, yung ating value ng a dapat hindi equal sa value ng b. Kung ito ay 10, yung value ng a natin ay 10, yung b dapat natin hindi dapat 10 yan. Dapat should be greater than 10 or less than 10, but it should not be equal to 10. Our example is 10x squared plus 5y squared minus 25 is equal to 0. The value of a here is 10. The value of b is equal to 5. And if that's the case, so if a is not equal to b, di ba? Hindi naman sila equal kasi ito ay 10, ito namang b ay equal sa 5, we will form an ellipse. At syempre, dapat you should consider the sign also. So the value of a is positive, the value of b is also positive. So we can say they have the same sign. And the conic section that we are going to form is an ellipse. At kung i-analyze mo yan, the shortcut in order for you to know what is the graph of an ellipse, given the general equation, whose center is at the origin. So A should be greater than B. So your principal axis is the y-axis. So the graph would look like this. Okay, that is an ellipse. What about when the principal axis is the x-axis? Let's say ang ating example is 5x squared plus 10y squared minus 25 is equal to 0. Yung value ng a natin dito is equal to 5. The value of b is equal to 10, right? Yung a natin yung 5, yung b naman natin is 10. And they have the same sign, but they are not equal. We can say that the conic section that we're going to form is the ellipse. But how can you tell if the principal axis is the x-axis or y-axis just given the a and b? A should be less than the value of b. So the principal axis here is the x-axis. So yung graph niya should look like this. Again, when the value of a is less than the value of b, your principal axis is the x-axis. And when the value of a is greater than the value of b, the principal axis is the y-axis. That is one shortcut that you have to keep in mind. So for more videos about pre-calculus and other math-related topics, please subscribe to my YouTube channel in order for you to get notified whenever I posted a new lecture video. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day.